Hey guys, welcome to Let's Drive Japan. Today we're looking at a DB8 Integra Type R. And so let's take a look at the outside and the inside of this car before we take it for a spin. And so come a little bit closer. This one here is the 4-door version of the Type R, kind of like the DC2. And it has basically the same running gear. It is a little bit different. Paul?
Yeah, B18 C5R, right? So the same B18 that comes in the Type R.
Hand-built engine.
I know very little about these engines. Is the transmission the same? What, close ratio 5-speed?
They are. I'll just lower the hood. We'll take a look at the body then. Go. Okay, now this car was actually on the Pacific Coast Auto channel. We did the full review on it, so we're not going to do a full everything review of this one here, but we'll point out a couple of things. The JDM one has different headlights on it. These are the same for the 2-door and the 4-door. They're a one sealed beam instead of the 2 round ones that you get on the USDM version of it. Is the camera on?
Yeah, that's fine.
And so it comes with the projector, and then this one here is a fog light, it's yellow, and then this one here is your regular headlight. These wheels are the stock wheels on it. I believe these ones are a 15-inch actually. Yeah, so 15 stock wheels. Now after 98 they went over to a 4 lug, and they went to one size up to 16s.
5 lug.
Lug.
From 4 to 5.
Pardon me, yes.
Right.
This one has twice the doors, and actually the back glass is different because this one is the sedan body. You don't get a hatchback like you do with the 2-door. So the looks are a little bit different. It's a little bit longer, it's a little bit heavier. We don't really know if this one is more structurally integral or not. And actually it would be really nice to have one of each to drive back to back, but we don't. Oh hey, here's something. Take a look at this one. The rear spoiler on the 2-door is always the taller one. That's about this tall, right? And I've seen these 4-doors with the same rear wing. So
the big one?
With the taller version of the same rear wing as the 2-door. I'm not sure if it was an option or not, but this one, if it is optional, then this one's the low version of it. Type R.
I guess got the LSD sticker on the window too.
Right.
You know, serious business only.
This one here is the stock exhaust on it. Okay, so that's probably enough video of the outside. Let's jump in the car. We'll take it for a drive. Want to rock, paper, scissors for who goes first?
No, fine. You can drive first.
Okay. Have you driven one of these before?
I've driven 2-doors, not a 4-door.
I've driven this one here around this.
Well, yeah, I've driven this one for the report, but not like on the road.
All right, so let's get in.
Andrew, fade to black.
Right. Okay, e-brake off. Seatbelts on?
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually the first one that we're recording with GoPro inside the car instead of the other camera. And so you'll notice you can see all of our heads in this one. And in case anyone was wondering, that was actually my fault for, as I set up the cameras in all the last ones. Okay, so we're going to get out of this residential area here, and then we're going to get out on the open road and see how this car is to drive. Okay, so how much time, Paul, have you spent with the 2-door version? And was it the JDM one or USDM?
USDM only, and it's really kind of funny / lame story. Mm-hmm. So my first car when I was in high school was a Ford Probe GT.
That's cool.
No, it's not. And not that there's anything necessarily wrong with the Probe. They torque steer like crazy, but a friend of mine had one of these, and our first experience autocrossing was me versus him, and he could absolutely destroy me in a DC2.
Bike's coming. The DC2 punches above its class, though.
Big time. It's such a good car, so I have high expectations for this.
Yeah. I want to be able to drive it faster than we're allowed to drive on the road, and so we're going to have to put up with that. But I've probably driven the 2-door maybe about 2 or 3 hours or so. And very, very surprised on how good it is. And for the longest time, I always thought that front-wheel drive cars are lame, unless it's my Mini that I actually owned. I owned like four-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars exclusively for probably about 8 or 10 years or so. And then this is the first front-wheel drive car that really slapped me in the face and said, this is something to pay attention to. It's just that good. Of course, that's the two-door, so I guess we're going to see.
Well, it's interesting because, like, when I was driving the Probe, I remember I wanted to believe in front wheel drive, but mine was so bad about torque steer and stuff that I was just like, maybe this is the problem with these cars. But the first time that I took his out in the autocross, I was like, nope, this is what they're supposed to be like a racing car. They can be that good. The DC2 is fantastic.
Have you ever driven a Corrado? Like
yeah,
Volkswagen?
but not fast.
I have never gotten a chance to drive one, but I had always believed, I'd been told this, but I believed it, that the DC2 was the #1 ever front-wheel drive sports car. Now, we've driven that Civic Type R, and that might actually take the place of this. I'm not too sure, because I was very impressed with that.
The turbo one?
Yeah.
The new one? Yeah, that was fantastic.
It's really a shame, though, that we can't drive this car as fast as we want to be able to drive it. That there was about 6,500 at the max, and because this isn't my car, I'm not going to drive it faster than that.
We should mention, like, Omashiro gave us the last cars, but this one was lent to us by a customer of Pacific Coast, very kindly. So
Right.
he knows who he is. Thank you
Yes.
for letting us do that.
Thank you very much. We're not going to say the name, actually. It's funny. I don't know if you guys who watch this channel also watch the other channel. I posted 2 videos of walkarounds that I did on that other channel. One for a 147 Aristo, and the other one was actually this car. And I posted it with customers' names on the computer when I had to go back. Luckily, YouTube has this new thing where you can blur out everything that's on. Like you can pick a little square to blur out, so you can censor things if you want. And so I'll keep that in mind.
So it's interesting too, though, because the owner of this car is a big enthusiast for this stuff, and he really wanted to share that enthusiasm with people. And so since we're doing this Let's Drive, we're filming this about 24 hours after we've posted the walk around. So this video will probably come out way later than that. But already we have a ton of comments of people going, I didn't know they made a 4-door, one of these. So it's really cool that that's what he wanted. He wanted people to see that they made this awesome version of this car. So that's really cool. We're already seeing that.
They don't make an awful lot of really good 4-door small cars. And so is there anything else that's like this size, still sporty and 4-door? Because you know there's the JZX 100 or the 90s.
Rare
the
front wheel
Aristo.
drive. I mean, they make M3s and stuff in 4-door, but
They're pretty rare, aren't they?
well, no, not the new one. I mean, that's what the new one is, right?
The M3 is only the 4-door now, isn't it?
Right. So I mean, you know, you have those kind of Audi RS4s and whatever else, but for a front wheel drive, no. I can't think of anything that's a 4-door front wheel drive car that would be anywhere near the same class as this.
I guess the Impreza and the Evo are the closest that you can get for a 4-door small car, but they're not front wheel drive. They're only 50% there.
Yeah, in a weird math sort of way.
Okay, so we have to talk about the pricing of this car, not specifically about the 4-door, but 4-door, 2-door, anything with the Type R badge on it tends to cost an awful lot of money. And then if you compare this to the Evo, it's about 40% more expensive than an Evo of the same condition, and about twice the price of an Impreza of the same condition. And so, first off, I find that kind of crazy. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like, in some ways, if you just use your brain, it doesn't make any sense. Because your brain would tell you that the Evo 6 or 5, right, is a quote-unquote better car. But it doesn't undo the heart part of it, right? Like, these are really special in a way that the Evo isn't. And so I think there's a lot to that. When people see EK9, DC2, whatever it is, you know, they're just different. I don't know.
The EK9 is even more expensive than this car is. They regularly sell for more than $1 million yen. Just gonna let you take the driver's seat now.
Take it back. Swapperoo.
I'm going in the front.
I'll go in the front too, and then we can have yes.
Hey, what was that about looking at the elbows? When you first started working for Pacific Coast, you were always look at the elbows?
Yeah, best way you
But I'd never
to
heard
do
about
high
that.
five is you aim at the elbow, and then it makes like a direct hit like every time.
I've tried that a few times, but I keep
Did you just
missing.
hit people in the elbow?
Maybe I'm too fast. Oh, this seat's lower than the other one.
Yeah, it's. I'm just noticing that. It's really
I'm
weird.
way back.
I feel like it's, and I have
Okay,
to
let me
scoot up,
move
of course,
forward.
because I sit different than Derek. Look at this. We're gonna have a 5-minute video of us adjusting seats and not actually.
This is
going
how we
anywhere.
move the mirror.
So I'm going that way, right? I just got all turned around from where we were.
Yeah, you can just take the road, same road that we took.
Go
I'm really
left.
hoping that you stall this one.
You know, I was just about to comment. It's really funny because we drive so much stuff back to back to back to back, just for work. Is that sometimes it gets hard to do. We're going this way, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets hard to do this because, like, you get in something that's real torquey, and all of a sudden you get in one of these, and you know it likes to rev a bit more, and like you forget what you're in, and
Right.
have to give it more gas or less gas.
Right. So for higher torque cars, then you can like start them off at like 1500 or 2000 RPM. But for a low torque car, you might need 3000 to get the same launch.
Right. This one feels purposeful.
I didn't see anything. You can't see this. Actually, you know what we forgot to do when we were walking around the car? We didn't show anything of the interior of it.
We can show it when we get out.
Yeah, let's shoot. I don't know.
When we get, I'll just park on the side of the road at the lot, and then.
Take this camera down and just do.
Yeah, we can do that.
This one's black seats version
Which is ultra cool, by the way.
because they come in black and red. And the red seats are really cool, but the blacks are the rare color of the two. So having the rare one is super cool. And
Left here?
yeah.
Don't know where we are. Oh yeah.
So what do you think?
I think it would help if I'd put the e-brake down all the way. No. I mean, it reminds me of. I feel like I'm driving a DC2, and then I have to remind myself that.
You can put kids in the back.
But not just like throw them
Dogs
between the
in the
seats.
back.
Like, you can actually like open a door and put them in the back. You don't have to like slide your seat up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having memories of high school when all my other friends didn't have cars, and you had to flip the seat up and watching kind of full-grown 18-year-olds like try
Because
and
two
crawl
doors
into the
used to
back
be
seat.
so much more common at that time, right? Like back in the 80s, 2 doors were king.
I didn't go to high school in the 80s.
Yeah, but when you went to high school, probably a lot of cars were from the 80s. right?
90s-ish. Yeah, but I was from a really well-to-do area in Marietta. A lot of kids had BMWs whenever I went to high school. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just remember, like, you know, when you were... My birthday's in October, so I was one of the first people to get a car because of the age group.
Doesn't the age group for the States January 1st? So wouldn't you be a late birthday?
August, I think.
Really?
Because the beginning of the school year is August, so the age group is... You have to be the age... Like, kindergarten...
Yeah.
Or when I was growing up, you had to be 5 right at when school started.
Oh, that's
in
so
August.
weird because Canada's different. It's January 1st, December 31st. And so I had a September birthday, so I was one of the youngest.
So that's weird. The rules could be completely different now, but that's just how I remember it. I remember, like...
You know, we're going to get people in the comments saying, no, it's not like that.
Yeah,
you
I
liar."
know.
Pants on fire, Paul.
That's how I remember it.
This is
and
your
I was one of the first to
disclaimer.
have a car. Maybe it's because I tried to buy the thing when I was 14.
I didn't get a car. Well, I had a car when I was younger. My mom gave one to me, but then just one day she sold it. And I was like, hey, I thought that
Gotcha.
was my car. And she's like, I didn't say that.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like the Eminem movie. Do you remember that? Mile 9 or something?
Yeah, 8 Mile.
Yeah, whatever.
Mile 9. I love it. It's close enough. We're with it, guys.
Mom's like, I'll give you a car. And then he gets like the car that doesn't run. Yeah, that's what it was like for me. So we got a car that didn't run, and then she sold it to like this guy for $100, and he took the engine. No, he fixed the engine and put it into a demolition derby. Are those popular where you come from?
Yeah.
They're kind of a hick thing, and at the time I lived in a hick town.
I'm from the edge of where Atlanta turns into hick area, so. For
Demolition
those of,
derbies.
if there's any old school guys from Georgia out here, I went to Dallas Dragway, and then you've got the circle track in Woodstock, which is awesome. So.
Yeah,
funny kind of story actually about one of these.
You have to be quick. We're almost back.
They do a dirt track, like circle track. They used to let anybody come out on like Friday or Saturday night or something to this dirt track in Woodstock, Georgia, near where I grew up. And it's always these old like IROC Z28s and stuff like that, right?
That would be so much fun.
These two kids brought out an Integra. It was a GSR though. It wasn't
Still a good car.
It wasn't Type R. A GSR and an old 2.5 RS Impreza, and just murdered everyone.
Really?
Yeah,
on a dirt
weeks.
track.
For weeks,
That
they
sounds
were
like a lot
winning
of fun.
prize money.
There's prize money for that.
Yeah.
How come we can't do that in
Well,
our
we
customer
could.
cars?
Yeah, if we went to Woodstock, Georgia, I guess we could. So
Alright.
let's get a quick film of the interior, because I want
Just
to
take
make a
this one
point
down.
that this car's really comfortable. It's more comfortable than I expected to.
These are
be.
some of the best seats, but they tend to sag really quickly. These, I should mention, this one is kind of like a 9.8 out of 10 condition car. It's one of the best that I've seen.
Yeah,
And
it's.
so you can tell while you're driving it, it does feel not sloppy or
Do you want me to give
or
you
worn
this?
out. Yeah, I'll be the camera holder because you were at the beginning.
Yeah, this one, if you watch the review on the other channel, is so nice.
Okay, so what do you want to take a look at in the interior?
Well, I think we gotta look at the back seat. We gotta look at the dash and.
So that's an aftermarket steering wheel, and actually there's only 2 aftermarket parts in this car that I know about. I believe it's stock suspension on it. The other aftermarket part is the aluminum cap for the tire valves.
Look, the back seats look like they've never been in.
What's this? Little sticker on here.
It's like a quality assurance sticker that got never taken off.
So
let's see.
Go ahead.
The seat is my seating position, right?
Yeah.
So let's see how well I can fit in the back seat behind myself, because I'm a big guy.
I'm gonna go sit in the back seat too.
This is always how I test. I mean, look at this. This car has racing seats. So if you film like the knee space, I mean, this is my seating position, and I'm a big guy.
Close the door. The headroom's a little bit tight. Not
Well,
for,
of course
not
it
for
would
me,
be
though.
here.
Oh, I guess, yeah, it is.
I mean, but there's in a Subaru Legacy, I fit like this
Really?
in the back seat of like a Legacy, like a B4. Yeah, I'm used to it. Unless
Is
it's
the
got a higher
dashboard?
roof.
Okay.
So I mean, that's incredible. So DC2, handling, Honda reliability, tuning stuff, and then
Okay, I'm going to be a little bit of a dick here and say, why would you go for the DB8 when there's the CL1, which is the Accord Euro Type R, and you can get it for a third of the price of these?
I don't know, because this one looks better because
never-
it is an Integra Type R.
I've never driven the Accord Euro R, but yeah, this one is a good step smaller. Has a sportier engine, even though it's a technically slower engine.
I would think its handling is better than this.
For sure.
So if you actually wanted a weekend race car, but you still had to put kids' seats in, that's why you'd buy this instead.
I've got another point for that. Think about this. If you buy this now and you sell it in 5 years and you keep it in good condition, your value is going to go up. Probably more than the Accord would.
If at all.
might
On the
devalue.
Accord. Yeah, the Accord might not go up at all.
Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Say goodbye, Paul.
Bye.
Bye-bye.